up, everybody? That was a damn disaster. Washington loses 38-14. It was 28-0. Oh, by the way, the star quarterback's hurt. Other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Slade? I mean, what a mess. Lost 4 in a row. Sam Darnold goes for 290 and 4 tutties in the first half.
No incompletions.
We don't have notes. We don't have game balls. We don't have nothing. Old school. We're just going to yell.
We're just going to thank MGM for sponsoring us.
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't want to be associated
I'd rather
with
be
this.
there.
I mean, yes, we need all the drinks we can for the rest of the season. That was an abject
What time is last
disaster.
call over there?
Oh, you want to go see if we can...
Timestamp guy, it's 12:51
Yeah.
Monday morning a.m., I guess.
That was an abject
It was
disaster.
a disaster from the beginning.
It was.
And they tried to switch it up. They elected to receive. They tried to switch it up.
And then Luke McCaffrey hurts his shoulder on the first play.
I think he broke his collar.
I think
we
he
don't know
broke his
that.
There might have been
Sources,
three season-ending injuries on that in this game.
You think about they elect to receive. Luke tries to make an extra play, gets rocked, goes down really awkwardly with what looked like a broken collarbone.
Yeah.
Then they run 6 plays. They get a first down. 6
What
plays.
did he do?
Not a single carry to a running back. Jayden already running for his life in the first series, a theme that would emerge throughout the night. Let's skip ahead to the Jayden injuries. That's the biggest story.
Of course.
So you're down 30 in the fourth quarter. Jayden's still in. So at one moment, late third, early fourth, Jayden's standing down here by himself with a towel over his head.
He was standing with Debo for a while.
No, it was him, and then Debo came over.
Yeah.
And I kind of wondered if they told Jayden his night's done. Sure enough, it wasn't. He went back in.
They punted from the 50-yard line. You're down. The game is over. You're punting at the 50-yard line. Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor, and nobody decided to show it. And as much as folks...
Well, you kind of did by punting.
Right, but not taking Jayden out.
Right.
And the onus has to be on Dan Quinn for the decision, but it's also on Jayden who's got to protect himself. You got to know in that situation, down 24 points.
If he's on the field, he's going to play his game.
I know, but
he's not going to tell him, Coach, pull me.
No. I'm saying
I put that on TV.
No. It's not that Jayden needs to tell him to pull him. It's that Jayden needs to play smarter when he's out there. We saw early on in this game, we talked last week or up to this week about Jayden having to be Superman, right? And it came out here, and for the first time since he's been in Washington, it looked like he was pressing from the very get-go. He ran the ball 12 times. He led all people in carries in this game, and he was running for his life early, but he also was tucking and running on his own.
I think he was pressured on more than 50% of his drop.
I think he felt like he had to go do it. And
he also doesn't trust these receivers.
Right, and the receivers aren't getting separation.
Right.
I mean, it's just across the board, and we're going to get to how bad the defense was because it was
awful,
beyond god-awful. But you got to start on offense. You got to start with Jayden's injury. I guess
he should have been out there?
No, I texted the Mount Rushmore thread right after they punted from the 50. Jayden shouldn't be out on the field. And then, lo and behold, whatever it was, 6 plays later, he's down there. They're rolling the card out for him.
It was crazy. So in the press box, we're all kind of sitting together, and David Aldridge was like, why is he out there? Why is he out there? It was like a pretty constant stream of all of us asking that. You saw on social media, people were like, why is this dude out there? Carter Elliott, my boy, I saw
that.
I mean, just the amount of – and I'm trying to present the flip side, right? Like, football players play. That's
Correct.
what you do. And then Logan Paulson is a smart guy. He's like, a lot of people were mad Jayden didn't get any work in the preseason. He's dealt with the injuries. Maybe they just think he –
Me?
Right.
I was yelling about needing work.
Maybe they think he needs the reps. This is an opportunity for reps. The offense has looked clunky. I think you should still be on the let's get him out of here. We're down 30.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
If he hadn't been hurt this year, you're down 30
Right,
finish the game.
it's different.
But, like, he's just coming back from his second injury. He's already had a knee and a hammy on different legs.
3 games, 3 different injuries for Jayden.
Right.
That's a problem. And the fact that he was still had the knee injury, had the hamstring injury, and certainly when he first went down, it looked like it was a knee injury, not an elbow.
It looks.
And
But
then,
once you saw that replay,
but then once you saw it,
dude, for the people that like posting those and stuff, like I am not one of those. I don't want to see it.
You're
ever
a wild person if you're doing that.
Yeah, like that's not for me, man.
It was just it was injury on top of insult. Not adding insult to injury. This was injury added to insult.
Well, and then DQ postgame got asked, hey, did you think about pulling him? And he's like, no, honestly, we did. In hindsight, obviously. But you wonder if there shouldn't be somebody that's like, hey, what are we doing here?
And that somebody should be Dan Quinn.
Right. But like, last year it worked out really well. Like, Dave Gardy's their guy to make sure they manage the clock well. Like, there are people that could have been in his ear like, Coach, should we think about this?
But it's also
nobody did.
It's also incumbent on the coach to protect his player.
Right.
We know when Jayden's out there, he's going to give 110%, and he's a warrior and he wants to fight. somebody's gotta be there to pull him back.
Has Robert tweeted yet?
I'm sure he has.
Oh God.
I'm sure there's a selfie video.
I dread that.
I mean, it's just it's awful. And you have the Jayden injury, you have the Luke McCaffrey injury.
Lattimore looks up.
I believe we're going to find out Lattimore has a torn ACL tomorrow. I don't think we're going to see him again in the burgundy and gold. And I know there are plenty of fans out there that are going to cheer it on or whatever. Yeah. But at the same time,
that was an ugly scene with him leaving the field and fans yelling at him.
It's tough. I mean, and listen, he deserves a lot of the criticism that he's got. Not a lot. He deserves all of the criticism that he's gotten this season. But when you're injured, like it's tough to see a guy take that kind of abuse on the way out.
We hope Jayden's okay. That's the biggest story. It certainly looks like he's going to miss some time. What time that will be, we'll wait and see. Like, it seems like he probably doesn't play again this year. I
don't want to say that either.
It's a dislocated elbow versus a broken arm. I don't know what the We'll find out. We'll find out. That's obviously a disaster. But the whole year's a disaster. A 4-game losing streak where one game looks worse than the next, week after week. I mean, they got absolutely shredded. And Jackson Smith-Njigba was a super talented receiver. But the rest of these, the rookie had 2 touchdowns, the first 2 touchdowns. The other dude had never scored a touchdown in the NFL.
A.J. Barner got in. I mean, it's just, it was disgusting across the board. I tweeted at halftime, the 4 quarters, the last half against the Chiefs and the first half here, they gave up 52 points and 600 yards. Like, even when Tom Brady was going
up, KC in the first half tonight.
Yeah. Even when Tom Brady was going 601 yards, 7 touchdowns and a field goal.
Like, DQ's not going to do it, but the fire Joe Witt conversation is real now. Because it's
absolutely.
Like, you have to do something. What are you doing? And he keeps saying solutions come from within. Do they?
Well, here's the thing.
Where are they?
2 weeks ago after the Dallas loss, DQ was pissed at the podium, and he was as mad as we've seen him. Today felt more disappointed than it was pissed. And like,
press.
We all
I think some of that's the injury, right?
Right, but we all know, like, growing up when your mom was mad at you.
I'm taking mine off.
When
these are just disasters.
When
they don't deserve us wearing ties.
When my mom yelled at me, it was one thing, and I hated it. But when she was disappointed in me, it was so much worse. And that's what it felt like today.
Who cares? Does any of that resonate?
No, but as you talked about
in the locker room, clearly those guys were just distraught.
But 2 weeks ago against Dallas, he was pissed at the podium, said, we're going to look at everything, came back, we're going to cut down the playbook. They cut down the playbook. They looked good in the first half against the Chiefs. And then you come out in the second half against the Chiefs and do what you do. Then this tonight. I mean, clearly cutting down the playbook wasn't enough. Looking at everything wasn't enough. You can talk about discipline. You can talk about, technique and all these different things. The message isn't getting through. The problem is that whatever they're teaching isn't making it through. These guys are elite athletes on the football field, and they can't figure out, too often, they're communicating as the ball is being snapped. Whatever's being taught is not being taught well, and that's why it comes down to Joe Witt. And something, I don't know, it's something
like DQ, you're a defensive coach. You could call the plays.
Right.
Ken Norton could call. There are people that can do it. And maybe they are so confident in what they, like, I always say it's a self-preservation league, and I don't think DQ feels like his job is in jeopardy.
He should.
But, like,
he should.
Like, there needs to be enough pressure that something, somewhere, something is changing.
Now, I will say there's 2 weeks before the bye. Bye weeks are generally when those kinds of moves happen. DQ is a guy.
What's Detroit going to do next week?
Detroit's coming off a loss to Minnesota, and they're going to have all.
You're not going to have Lattimore, so maybe Mikey gets moved back outside, like a lot of people want anyway. We don't know.
We don't know.
Hypothetically,
does that help you? Has Mikey shown you anything this year that makes you think that that's going to be more successful
on the outside?
Maybe, but Mikey's been bad.
Yeah,
he had one good half against the Chiefs.
He had a pick tonight, but still
I don't care.
Yeah, negative. Right?
I mean.
But dude, I also think
Amos also has a hip injury.
Quan had to go in.
He could barely run down the sideline on that long touchdown.
A friend of ours, friend of the pod, former player, texted me 23 can't play. Like, he's hurt.
Yeah.
Quan went in.
Quan went out.
Quan went out. I meant into the locker room.
Oh yeah.
But you can't stress enough the complete and utter lack of pressure, the lack of a pass rush. But I don't think Dorrance Armstrong, they're still getting shredded. You know what I mean?
And the thing is, they're being shredded. They're being shredded physically and mentally. You know, you're seeing it on both sides. And
offensively, dude, even before the Jayden injury,
right? The offense hasn't looked good.
They have no identity, nothing that works. They don't run it. probably because they can't. They didn't even really try in this one. And then you don't have receivers that separate. Not having Terry out there is a killer. Ertz is probably their guy that can like route you up best, but he's a 35-year-old tight end or whatever.
And guess what? Your vet, like he's one of your like wily vets. He had two outside false start penalties. Like you're seeing guys make mistakes across the board, and clearly whatever is being communicated to these guys isn't working. And DQ needs to feel pressure. I'm not sitting here saying DQ needs to be fired, but if he's going to stand by Joe Witt this year, and we know that he's a loyal guy and a guy who's loyal probably to a fault, but like at some point, the onus is on him to make a move. And there's eight more games left in the season, 9 more weeks. How much longer can you go with a defense who's given up? Sam Darnold didn't have an incomplete pass in the first half, right?
Right.
We laugh when you go back and think about like who was it Brunell who had the 25 straight completions?
Beck, maybe, wasn't it?
No, Brunell. Okay. And like all 25 were, I think Roy Halou had 13 catches in that game. Like they were all by the line of scrimmage. That's not what Sam Darnold was doing. It was downfield.
He had 290 at halftime.
I mean, it was embarrassing. It needed to be embarrassing. These guys,
So there was a scene just before halftime where Josh Harris was down on the field. Now listen, Josh Harris was down on the field because they were honoring Art Monk, and Josh Harris was presenting Art Monk. Like he was speaking in the presentation, so they were all down here. But there was a shot I saw somebody tweeted it out of like Harris standing behind DQ, and it was just like the owner taking in the absolute ass kicking his team is getting on the field. Like every Monday, coaches talk with owners across the league. That is not going to be a pleasant conversation on Monday.
Well, I was going to say, for years, you can't quite see in the background here, the owner's suite is right behind us. The previous group, and it never did any good, but there were many, many late nights with the previous group where the head coach after the game had to get called up to the owner's suite to have some discussions.
A bottle of Crown Royal involved.
Sure, probably many Coors Lights also, but we could use one of those. But
speaking of Coors Lights and Crown Royal, Total Wine.
They're open in Friendship Heights.
Total Wine right now.
I mean,
when is it open? Is it
open?
Oh, hell yeah. Free parking?
Yeah.
Parking is huge. They got it all.
We need a whole of liquor to get us through the rest of the season. And beer and wine. They got everything over there.
Now, before we go to Total Wine, we're going to drive home in our Oarsman Automotive of Virginia cars.
Well, I had an idea.
Okay.
We normally do Game Balls and Goats. It's sponsored by Oarsman. There's no game ball. The only game ball, there's one game ball I have to give out. There's 2 actually I have to give out. One for you, paying up to get a phone charger in the press box. That was
I got a phone charger.
You got a phone charger?
I may have overpaid, apparently.
And the sickos that are tweeting me asking when the live pod is going to come up tonight, God bless you for wanting to stick around for it. You'll see it on YouTube in the morning. Listen to the
I felt bad for our Irish friend who's here. I'm blank. Tony, I think.
Yeah, Tony Wheat.
Brought his little girl from Ireland, and that's the first game she's ever going to see.
You know who else I felt real bad for?
Art
Monk. All the alumni that were here. You see the gravitas that Art has with some of the names that were in the building, both Saturday night and tonight for the different events that they had. And for those guys to have to sit here and relive Dan Snyder-esque football is a tragedy.
Yeah. I mean, Art gets a game ball. The unis were dope. Kerwin, come bottle that jacket for us on the pod.
Come on, let's see it.
We want to see
We want to see it.
Kerwin gets a game ball for being man of the match in the rugby game. But Kerwin heard a fan yell, you didn't earn those stripes, about the stripes on the helmet. Tonight, they sure as hell did not.
We have a good friend of ours who was on the sidelines for the game, and before halftime, we were talking about the Josh Harris scene, and he said you could hear them talking about how embarrassed they were. I tweeted the picture of the 2013 snow game against Kansas City. In the third quarter, that's what Northwest
there were
Stadium
people leaving in the first half. At 28-0, people were leaving even before the Art Monk thing.
And I don't blame them.
This place
Come on over, Kerwin.
Empty.
Let's see this. Let's see this jersey.
Here's a highlight for those watching.
Look at this guy.
This is our friend Chris Kerwin. Everybody knows
Channel
Kerwin.
4 photographer.
He's part of the crowd.
Nobody works harder at his sport than Chris does at rugby. This kid works his ass off. Congratulations on man of the match.
Also, the fun part of the man of the match jacket is there's random things inside the pockets.
Anything good?
Tell me what that is.
Screwball.
Some peanut butter whiskey?
Is the big man taking it down?
Then tell me what this is.
Dark chocolate. These look old.
There were other things you can't put on TV.
I would not eat those, bro.
Yeah. I'm glad they
We'll have this later.
Yeah.
I think we all need one of these later.
Need it.
Absolutely.
Congrats.
All right. Congrats. So my idea. So Oarsman always steers us in the right direction.
Always.
There's 7 locations all over Virginia.
Sure
Check them out if you guys need a car.
Yeah.
Let's do, what does this team need to do for the Tuesday trade deadline? Is anything off limits?
I wouldn't buy. Buying's off limits.
Anything that's not nailed down needs to go. And I'm going to start, and I don't expect it to happen. Laramie Tunsil is one of your few pieces that actually has value. He's got to be on the block.
Well, he's got to get paid.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, next year, he's got to get paid.
He and Debo, to me, both need to be on the block. They're 2 of your only good offensive players right now, but you're clearly not going anywhere this season. I don't know that Dan Quinn's going to be ready to pack it all in, but you got to recoup some of these draft picks. You guys can come through. You got to recoup some of these draft picks, and you're not going to do it by trading Noah Igbenogany or Brandon Coleman, any of these kind of bottom of the roster guys.
Yeah.
And there are 3 other guys that can play tackle on this roster. Josh Connerly is a natural left tackle. I don't know if midseason you want to make a move with him over there, but you have Brandon Coleman, you have Trent Scott, and you have Andrew Wiley all on this roster. Maybe Wiley gets moved, who knows? But I think you can afford to get rid of Tunsil if it's going to bring you back a couple of those draft picks. I'm
with you in the everything not named Jayden.
Yeah,
you'll listen to the conversation.
AP better make a phone call to Von Miller's agent and say, "Hey, man, I guess is Von his own agent? I think he is. He might be. I don't. Either way, AP needs to make a phone call. Where do you want to go? We want to respect you and give you a chance to go win somewhere. We appreciate everything you did here, but he deserves a chance to go elsewhere.
Sure.
And I think that you can look around that.
I mean, hell, back to Buffalo. Didn't Red Oliver get hurt?
There's a lot
They're
of
still
options.
rushing the passer.
But I'm saying if this is player first, situation and culture and all those different things, don't hold him hostage.
Yeah.
Let Von go. I think
This is not what he signed up for.
I think Johnny Newton needs to be on the block. Clearly, this defensive staff doesn't think.
What about Kinlaw?
Everybody, Kinlaw's played well.
Yeah.
And he's back for he's under contract for next year.
There's real guarantee.
Right. So I can see them maybe keeping him around.
That was basically a 2 for 30.
But the point being that this coaching staff wasn't shy last year of jettisoning folks that they didn't think could help them. And this year, there's no reason to keep around folks that you don't think are long-term answers to help you out. And I think that, some of these young guys, the folks that we've seen this group pick, might be part of that group that needs to start moving.
Just a disaster tonight. We're giving you an old school pod, no sound, no nothing.
There's no sound to be had. Sam Cosby said it best. We got our asses kicked. Yeah. And there was a lot of platitudes in there. There was a lot of, go back to the drawing boards and watch film. And
the solutions come from within. I don't want to hear that because where are they?
Right.
It's a 4-game losing streak.
It's not even close. If they were close, you could talk yourself into, all these different things, answers within. You played a legitimate playoff team here. The last 2 weeks, they played legitimate playoff teams.
The last 3 weeks, go to the Dallas game.
They got given up 110 points in 3 weeks. I mean that.
And I was singing the tune of man, if Jayden just didn't fumble against the Bears, they hold on to that win. Everything feels different.
Maybe
not now.
Not now.
No.
I think was it 2003, the last time that this franchise lost 3 straight games by 20 plus points. Think about all the terrible football that we've watched on this field and with the burgundy and gold. And we're going back 22 years.
The worst part is it just feels like it did. It feels like the old days.
It did.
I thought we were out of that.
Yeah. We thought we were out of the abyss.
Yeah.
We're right back in it. I mean, this is as disappointing. This is after the Cowboys game, I was mad. And it's maybe the same as after the Cowboys game, I was mad. After the Chiefs game, I tried to talk myself into there being a glimmer of light. That was wrong. I was incorrect. I'm not even mad right now. It's just disappointed that the season has gotten to this point. And some of those tropes that we talked about in training camp with the oldest roster, with them, hoping for the best and not planning for the worst, I think are real issues. I did the hokey pokey joke, whatever. I think it was the Cowboys game where they kind of put one foot in.
Yeah.
They didn't. It's going back to the old. That was the Jayden touchdown dance. Going back to all of these mistakes in roster building, construction. That's
the biggest problem is this offseason made no sense. And in the moment, it's all right, well, these guys have earned to build how they want.
Right.
And now it's it makes no sense. And what is next? What do you have? You've got Jayden, who now, DA asked a good question about, how do you keep this kid healthy? And he's we got to figure that out. We've got to support him.
Yeah. I fear this is I fear this is going Jayden, CJ Stroud, where they both had incredible rookie seasons. Their teams made poor choices going into their second seasons, sold off after their second season, and now we look at what CJ Stroud is, and there's a lot of questions about, how good of a quarterback he is and, where he goes. And I still have all the faith in the world that Jayden is the superstar that we saw last year. But the more that this stuff happens, and if we don't see him again this year, I think you go into next year, I'm not saying that he's not proven, he's going to be your starter, but he's got to prove it again that he can be that guy. And the number one thing is going to be him being able to protect himself and find ways.
Number one ability is availability.
Yeah.
So you can't get flexed out of Madrid, obviously. And some of the games that have been in Europe, the NFL has exported with dogs anyway. But that Skins Dolphins is a dog of a game now. You can't get flexed out on Christmas, but they have a Sunday nighter at the end of the month against the Broncos. And I know folks were excited about Jayden versus Bo Nix, but if it doesn't look like that'll be Jayden in whatever that is, 4 weeks, you got to wonder if they're getting bounced to 1 o'clock. Now, that week doesn't have a lot of...
That's Thanksgiving.
You got 3 on Thanksgiving and then a Black Friday game. Yeah. So, there's not a ton of marquee games sitting around, but, if you're talking about a 4-7 Washington team with
you hope they're 4-7.
I like to think they could beat Miami.
I would like to think...
they'd be... Yeah, that's the first game after the bye.
I would like to think that they could beat Miami, too.
I still think they could beat Miami.
They certainly
stand
can.
on that.
They certainly can beat Miami.
I think they will.
Okay.
Miami's
a disaster.
Yeah.
I think both these teams, I really hope. I think Miami's definitely going to look different. It seems like they've...
Kind of wearing a Dolphins tie.
Yeah. It was my Halloween tie.
Oh. What was your costume?
Just an orangey tie, kind of Halloweenish.
Okay.
But no costume.
Shout out to Halloween.
Yeah. These guys dressed up as a football team today. They didn't play like it. So I think the Dolphins will look different. They've talked about making their big players available. I really hope that there's some soul searching and some late into the night conversations between
we're both
AP
and Detroit, right?
Detroit's coming off a loss, and you think about the motivation they're going to have. Forget the motivation.
What is that?
They're just
line?
A better football team.
What is that line?
You said it in game.
In game, they said it at 3.
I said I thought it was going to be 7.5, and now that Jayden's hurt, this thing's going to be 13.
Are they out? Might not be out.
Yeah. Probably not, because they're not going to have a Jayden news yet. I mean, they're going to be.
Yeah, if you can get if you can get Detroit laying 3 right now, bet your mortgage.
That number is going to be 12. It's going to be the same. It's going to be the same as it was Kansas City.
We're in a dark place.
Yes, I mean we're back in the abyss. Yeah, it's it's tough. I mean, yeah,
we'll be back this week. Maybe emerge. We hear about Jayden.
I think we'll get some news tomorrow about some of the injuries.
Yeah,
maybe we'll pod tomorrow after we talk to DQ. If not Wednesday, but we'll play it by ear. It's gonna be a long last 8 games of the season. As always, what we try and do, have a little bit of fun here. Not tonight, but we'll find a way to keep things interesting.
There's no joy in Mudville.
There's no joy in Mudville.
Thank you for watching, listening. We're back later this week. Made it this far out of here.